Hey everybody, Namo here. It is Wednesday. My parents came over today while we were at work and school and put the first coat on the built-in, on the shelf, on the trim, and on the platform. Right now I'm in the garage because the underside of the shelf has some holes from the nails that I forgot to plug. So I need to put wood putty, wood filler, whatever you want to call it. Need to put that on those so that they can dry overnight. That way they can get a good little smooth sanding, like tiny little sanding on it tomorrow before they put the final coat over everything. It is the bottom of the shelf, so it is going to be seen because it is a higher shelf. It is going to be seen easier than the top of the shelf, which I wood puttied the heck out of the top of the shelf. And because the hole built-in is not square, it has to go in a certain way because it's not a 90-degree angle. It's like a 87 degree on one side and a 93 on the other. So yeah, it has to go in a certain way. So I need to wood putty these holes so that you're not going to see the holes when it's back up. Now, since we're drilling holes in the side of the built-in and putting those little pegs that hold the shelf, we could strategically put them where the holes are, but that's going to be too much. It's going to be too much work, too much effort. It's just stupid. So I need to fill all those. I need to fill that crack. And then over here, I need to do these as well. So everything's looking, zoom out. Everything's looking pretty good. I'll show you the upstairs later. After I get done with this, we're actually heading to church for the church's Thanksgiving dinner, and then I'll have more video for you later. And here is what they did today. So they got the first coat of the trim white and the I don't even know what this color is, but it's the color of our living room. They got the first coat of it. You can see more clearly the gap from the plywood because it doesn't fit. It's not square, but the trim that we're putting in the corners will cover that up. There's really no problem in that corner. It's mostly that one, but the trim will cover that up. But yeah, all together, that's what it looks like. And as you can see, it's just like we did with the built-ins on the side. That way it's not just all one big solid white piece just drowning everything out. So it is Thursday night, right at bedtime. As you can see behind me, the built-in is fully painted with both coats of both colors. It's done. There's no more left to do on painting it. So my parents, like yesterday, were here while we were at work getting that done. I had talked with my dad about how I didn't have any Romex, how I'd found some at Lowe's, but it was a lot more expensive than I was expecting it to be. And the shortest bit they have is 15 feet. Really only needed like 6. So he contacted one of our cousins to ask if he had any extra Romex, which he did. Then he has had a house burned down due to electrical fires. So, he offered to take a look at just everything back behind there, because these shelves have plugs built into them too. It's the same on that shelf as well. There's a plug right back there. That's all run off the same circuit that one was plugged into, because remember, it was just a plug that was wired into an extension cord, which was plugged into another outlet. So he came, took a look at it. He brought his little tester, which I have one of these at work. and I was going to bring it home just to be able to plug it in and then go flip breakers, because these light up. The red and orange have to light up. Everything's good. Otherwise, it tells you what's wrong with it. You just go and you fix it, fix the wiring, or replace the plug. So he brought that. He did some testing. He ended up actually removing, because like I said, I was going to remove the outlet that's inside the closet, turn it into a junction box so that I can wire the Romex from that into the new outlet. He went ahead and did that for me. He even checked some of the plugs in the kitchen, because we do have a lot of outlets on one circuit on the kitchen, so he's just checking to make sure nothing was going to overload it. There was one outlet that the home inspector had told us was not grounded, and we forgot which one it was. So he found it and pulled it out, hooked the ground wire back into it. Actually, he connected a new piece of ground wire to the bundle because they had it daisy chained and just had the grounds all, tied together. So he got that fixed for us, so that's going to be a lot safer for us to use that plug in the kitchen. And now he's left the tester so that I can use it in the dining room, because as I don't know if I've mentioned this before. One of the plugs we know for sure is bad, because the kids had their Chromebooks plugged into it when they were virtual, and it would work for a little bit and then it would just stop working, and it looks like there's a little bit of black, kind of ashy looking around the actual outlet of it. So I went through and tested all of them. There's 3 outlets that we can see. I think there might be one behind the armoire, but it's covered up and it's useless. So I tested every single one we have. 2 of the 3 are bad. One of the outlets would test perfectly fine, but then you'd move to the other one and it would have an open neutral, which is probably why it was shorting out and stopping. So I need to replace all those outlets anyways. So it's going to be kind of easy with this tester. Just plug it in. Somebody up here just staring at it, watching the light while they're on the phone. And I'm going to be downstairs in front of the breaker box on the phone, just flipping breakers until those lights go out. That way we know the circuit's dead. I come up and I just double check every single outlet to make sure they're all dead. Remove them, put the new ones in, wire them up, and just get everything working better, because that is a fire hazard as well. So we need to get that fixed and replaced as soon as we can. So like I said, it's Thursday, it's bedtime. So I just wanted to come in here, give a quick little update on what happened today. I was at work, so I don't have any footage. I mean, I can get some off of the camera, but I'd rather not do that. So the next thing we need to do is we need to cut the corners off of the shelf, because we've got this trim work put in now. So it's not going to be a flush, 90-degree angle. I mean, it wasn't to begin with, but we got to cut a 45-degree triangle out so that there's space, so it'll slide in and not be up against the trim work, not cause any problems. So we got to cut the corners off the shelf, like we cut the corners off of the platform. We got to leave this untouched for a couple days, because with it being cold outside, it makes it colder in the house. It also messes with the humidity inside the house, and just the temperature and the humidity can affect the paint. So we just need to leave it till Saturday. Saturday is really the day that we need to be looking into setting up the shelf and putting in the platform and all that. So just get everything fitted and sitting right. Next weekend is going to be the weekend after Thanksgiving. and I just want to have a free weekend. It's been a while since I've had a free weekend. No projects, no doing nothing, just laying around being lazy, and I want to do that. So it there might be a hiatus on the vlog, just because of that. Of course, I might just get bored and find something to do. So who knows? But just letting you in on that. It is now Saturday morning. I thought my parents were gonna come and help me finish up the shelf and start on the ceiling in the garage. But I completely forgot. They had told me that they had other plans today. So they won't be here. So I won't be able to do the big projects I was expecting to do. And so far in this, all you've seen is me just talking about what they did. So I've got a few things that need to be done today. First and foremost, I'm here in the dining room because there's 3 outlets in here and only one of them works. The other 2 work sometimes, but it's to the point where I just don't let anybody use them. So let me show you real quick what is going on and then what I need to do. This is plug number 1. It is the main offender. First off, it's upside down. The ground is supposed to be on the bottom, not on the top. So, like I showed you before, my cousin left this tester. So if the red and the orange come on, the outlet is good. Let's see. If only the orange comes on, open ground. Only red comes on, open neutral. Nothing comes on, open hot. I mean, you can read through that. Let's see. So it's upside down. Alright, this bottom one, the orange and red came on, so that one's good. This top one, though, it's got an open neutral. So it's a bad plug. Over here, behind this baker's rack, got another plug. This one is not upside down. This is going to be kind of hard to see. So, this bottom one, as you saw, the red flashed, or the orange flashed. The red is on, so it has an open neutral. And this top one, they're both on, which is a good outlet. And then, of course, there's this one here by the front door, which I've already tested. And both of them are good. But if I'm going to replace 2 of the 3 outlets, I need to just replace them all. So I'm going to plug this in, and because everyone else is kind of getting ready for the morning or has already left to go do errands, I'm just going to have to plug this in, run downstairs, flip a breaker, come upstairs, and see if the lights have gone off. And then if they have, I need to check all 3 to make sure they're all actually on the same circuit. And once they're all dead, or I've figured out which ones are dead, then I need to come through and completely replace them. I have extra outlets, and I'll walk you through that. It's not a hard thing to do. You just got to make sure you have your electric turned off, or it's going to hurt. The circuit breaker was actually labeled. I flipped it off, tested all the outlets. They are all dead, so they're all in the same circuit, which is good. Not every circuit in this outlet in this house is on the same circuit, but tester, as you can see, it is dead. Nothing lights up. So you need to take this faceplate off. Take that screw. Now we get the outlet out. And that could be one of the issues because of how dusty it is in there. I don't know if you can tell, it's pretty gross. So much so that all the wires are gray to the point where I can't tell which one's which. So we're gonna just rub our fingers over it. Okay, there's the blacks, there's the whites, there's the ground. Pretty gross. Alright, so let's disconnect the ground. Push that out of the way. So I'm just gonna clip them. Throwing the thing away anyway, so. Can't get the wires out, so I'm just gonna clip them off. Strip the wire back a little bit so I can connect the new plug. I don't have anything that I can put in that little hole so it's just a piece of copper. It's just a flat copper that when it goes in, it goes down like this and it bites into it. So when it pulls, it won't come out. So you gotta stick something down in there to push that flap down so everything can come out. It didn't want to come out. And I actually don't have wire strippers. So just take these wire snips and go down a little bit, put a little bit of pressure, and twist, and that'll cut the insulation. And then you just strip it right off. So now we have an exposed wire. I'm not going to put it in the back like that one was, the new one. Although I can, I prefer to do the connection there. Okay, so these ones even say white wire and hot wire. So the black is the hot wire. That's what will shock you when you touch it. So let's not touch a live wire, okay? Turn your breakers off. We have had family members that have passed away who were professional electricians. They got electrocuted. Okay, let's not do that. And this whole out is just gross. Probably gonna have to turn the camera off here in a bit just to get the vacuum and clean all this out because this is nasty. It's nothing but just dust and grime. Alright, so this green screw is always the ground. So we're going to go ahead and connect the ground. And take these and just bend this wire back around so it's got a tight connection. And then we're just going to clamp it. Slide it on, connect it. And screw it down for a secure connection. Okay. Now, white wires on this side, hot wire on that side. We're just going to hook it around the screw. That's why I made those little hooks. Now I like to turn it, pull them tight so that they don't pop out like they're trying to do right now. This copper is flexible. You can do a lot of good things with it. Let's get these hooks a little bit more secure. There we go. off a little bit too far. There you go. All right. Just tighten it down. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Just realized I might be in the way. Okay. Let's make the hooks on this side. Make them kind of tight. How about it? Just zoom you in just a little bit more. It might be too much. Oh well. Alright, so now we hook around the screw. Just like we did with the white wires. Pull it tight. Screw it down in place. So now that is all wired up, I'm going to stop this real quick, get the vacuum out, and clean out that outlet, because I'd rather there not be that much dust and stuff back there. And then we'll just the reverse of what we did when we took the faceplate off. So we're going to line these screws up with these holes on the box, tighten them down. And there's a hole right here that you just put the faceplate, screw that in, and you're all good. And then I've got 2 more outlets to do, and then we'll flip the breaker back on and hope for the best. Alright, so breaker is back on, all the outlets are put back in. So let's just make sure everything's right. Okay, both of them are on. Both of them are on. Watch out, Russet. Both of them are on. Yep. Need to unplug this again. I don't know why I even put that back in. Both of them are on. And we're all good. We're outside. Forgot my sunglasses. But there is a project that I've been meaning to do that I haven't done. Just because it's been cold when I come home from work. So I just haven't gotten it done. All my plants are in there. They haven't had water in a while. So I need to get them water. I need to clean up just a little bit in there so I can put the straw down. Because I still have that half bale of straw. So I need to get all that put in around the plants to better insulate it and water them in. I only ever need to, once they're in there, I only ever need to water them maybe like once a month, maybe. So it's due. It's due for them. So I need to get that done. And then I need to go into the garage and start pulling down all the luan on the ceiling. And there we go. So last year, if you're around for those videos, I had a lot more plants in here. And it took a bale and a half. And this was the half bale that was left over from last year. And I wasn't able to get it to cover too well back here, back to back corner, but this should be enough to keep the air circulation down in the pots, to keep them warm. Enough cover for me to be able to still water and it get through all the straw and actually, water into the plants. I'm going to grab the hose. I already watered them before I put the straw on it. I'm going to grab the hose and go ahead and just spray over it because it's kicking up a lot of dust. The door keeps opening up because the wind's flowing. So it's kicking up a lot of stuff. I'd rather it not have all this once I close the door still just flying around, so I'm going to give it a good water down just to get it all to settle. But these should be good for the winter. So now all I need to do is about once a month, just come in here, give everything a good spraying, and that should be it. Alright, so here I am down in the garage. Completely forgot I needed to cut the corners off the shelf. So I got those cut off. Now I've got the bucket of paint, and I just need to touch up this little bit that I cut and scuffed and just get that looking nice. Let that sit for a few days. Like I said, well, I don't know if I told you. So my cousin has this elliptical that she doesn't use. She wants to get rid of. So I'm going to take it off of her hands. My dad and I are going to go pick it up Sunday. If we've got enough time, which is tomorrow. If we've got enough time after we pick it up and put it here in the garage, we're going to look into drilling those holes for the little pins for the shelf, to hang the shelf. The only thing I didn't think about is that they have like 1/36 or 1/32, something. It's really thin. The back of it is really thin. So if this shelf is cut to fit exactly in the built-in, we're going to have to grind off a little bit to be able to fit those pins in. But we're either going to be doing that Sunday night, if we have time after we pick up that elliptical, or they're going to come over either Monday or Tuesday. We're going to drill those holes so we can get the shelf up, because next week is Thanksgiving. Of course, you're watching this on Black Friday, but next week is Thanksgiving, and after Thanksgiving, Christmas stuff goes up. So we need the built-in done so that we can actually put stuff up and get decorations started. So I'm going to get these little corners painted. Then I'm going to get the boys in here, and like I said, we're going to start taking down these panels of Luan. We got a lot of them. I don't know where I'm stacking them. I can try and fit them back there. I already got one piece back there, but I don't know. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sheets. That's a lot. So I'm trying to figure out where to put them. Alright, so sometimes you run into an issue of your planning is just terrible. So I was sitting here thinking, where am I going to put these once I get them down? The Luan panels. Now I've got that piece right there that goes right here that we had took down last year when we bought the house, because we had to run a new pipe for the dryer, a new vent pipe for the dryer, and I never put it back up. So I was like, well, I'll just stack it with those. No, there's a bunch of crap there that I'd have to move out, set there, and then move all that back. And I just don't have the time today, because we are having friends over tonight to play D&D again. So I'm kind of running out of time to do stuff. Then I was like, well, I'll just stack it up against the garage door just until I'm able to have time to move everything, put those up against this wall, and then tidy everything up. But we're getting the elliptical on Sundays tomorrow, so we're going to need to bring it in through there and set it in here. So right now, the problem is I just have nowhere to put these at the moment. So the best place to put them is where they are right now. Just going to leave them sitting. So I know a lot of talking for this vlog. I know it's probably a long one because I took a lot of long-winded videos, and even the whole outlet changing video little clip was probably a good chunk of it too. So this is just where I'm going to leave it. I said we're getting the elliptical tomorrow, so that's tomorrow's project. And of course, tomorrow starts Thanksgiving week. I really didn't want to do anything the week weekend after Thanksgiving. I just wanted to have kind of a downtime. But getting the elliptical in here and setting it down, throughout the week, I can, come home from work, pull a couple panels down, stack them up against the garage because, we ain't gonna be using the garage door for a while. So, and set them up against there after we get the elliptical. So that's gonna be for next vlog. The kids will be home, so I'll have that extra hand that I don't normally have the weeks that they aren't home. And of course, Leland is 5'8". I'm 5'10". These are 7-foot ceilings, so he can stand here and hold them like this while I take the screws out, which is just that's just what I needed him to do. That's what I was going to have him do. But like I said, if you kind of get ahead of yourself in planning and don't work out the fine details, and then you get to a port where you're just kind of like, well, I actually can't do this at all because of this. So we have to put this on hold again. Not to mention that at this point in time, I can only afford one roll of R19. So one roll is not going to do all of this. It might do a joist or two, maybe 3, but at this point in time, it won't do any of it. So, or it won't be enough. So I need to get this stuff down when I actually have enough to cover where the panels are. So, like I said, there's a full 8-foot sheet this way, a full 8-foot sheet that way. So I need to be able to get enough R19 to cover all these joists in this 8-foot span. So, yeah, it's going to have to wait a little bit longer. We are not consistently below 45 degrees throughout the day, so we're still getting into the 50s and 60s sometimes, which is fine. So it doesn't get too bad here in the garage, which means it doesn't get too bad in our room. So this is not a project that really needs to be done now, but it would be nice to have it done now, but money. So as always, thanks for watching. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram. My handles are at the outro of the video. My links are in the description. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Everything you can do for this video helps me out, helps me grow my channel, and I would greatly appreciate it. Like I said, this comes out on Black Friday, so I hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving. Everybody who is in America who celebrates Thanksgiving. Everyone outside of America watching this, holiday seasons are coming up, and I hope you have a good one. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.